Good morning, everybody. Oren J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to take a look at Oberon the Auspicious. We're going to see what his kit is like. It wasn't out, or at least WoTV Calc wasn't updated this morning before I went to work, so this is my, well, I say my first look at it. I've been on stream for an hour or so looking at it with chat. I'm not disappointed, but I'm also not blown away, which is kind of a sweet spot. I like units that come out that I think can hang in the current version of the game, but don't change the current version of the game. I don't want the current version of the game to change. I kind of like it right now. Maybe a few less mages wouldn't hurt things, but he might do well against them. We'll see. Anyway, he's a 100 cost unit. I'll say right off the top, he feels more 90-95 cost to me, but that's just an arbitrary number that doesn't mean anything. Let's look at his kit. He is Blade of Dawn Dragoon Paladin. My knock on him, the reason I say like the 100 cost doesn't feel great, is Dragoon and Paladin sub jobs kind of suck. Like, these are old jobs. I don't know. Maybe if you get the best skills out of them, they're okay. He didn't necessarily, so we'll look at that more in a minute. I think that holds him back a little bit. His accessory gives a really good buff. The buff is AP consumption down for allies while giving them a little bit of AP, but the real nice thing here is the 25 human killer. Now, it does not have haste, and he doesn't have haste in his kit, so if you want him to be hasted, you'll have to find that on a different TMR or find some person on your team to give that to him. His TMR also does not have agility. Instead, it does have a nice little bit of attack, defense, and accuracy, so not a terrible stat line, and it's a good buff. It's not a top tier TMR. If it had agility or something like that, maybe it would be, but the buff is worth using if your agility tuning works out, that's the way you can go with it. His master ability is really simple, right? He gets his group buff and 15 AoE resist. It's literally a one-line master ability, AoE resistance 15. That's fine. If you're only going to get one thing, that's a good one thing to get. AoE resist is nice. His dream ability does give him some attack, some healing power, which you'll see his kit. This is important. Like, healing power for him is a big deal, so that's nice. And then an upgrade to a really good skill, Blessed Dragon's Blitz. Now, let's look at his kit. Actually, I'm going to go to the stats page for a minute here. I don't always do this, but a theme of this guy is anti-magic. They do this through resist. Now, this is not the best way to be anti something in 2024. It's not I don't know if it's the worst way to do it, but it's not the best. Anyway, he's going to have a lot of slash resist and a lot of magic resist, and that's fine, and he has ways of dealing with those units as well. You'll see. He's one good support ability, because let's talk support abilities for a second. With a 100 cost unit, what I'm looking for is like a banger support ability, like an absolute SS plus tier support ability, and then another good one to go with it, or ideally good options to go with it. What he gets is an S plus. This thing is amazing. It's agility 12%, it's defense pin 40, it's slash attack resistance pin 40, and it's AP consumption down 25. It's so good, it's like two regular good support abilities in one, which is good because he doesn't have another good one. Jump +1 is bad. His other new job one, Tidings of the Fortuitous, gives HP slash resist magic resist. Like, what is this, 2019? Like, this would have been really, really good 3 years ago, right? Because you're stacking resist and you're like, yeah, these Thancred can't hurt me now. He doesn't have slash attack resist pin because I don't even think that's in the game. But today it is, and everybody has it. So I don't think this is as good. Like, this feels dated. And then oh, you want to run a different one? Defense and HP? That's worse. HP and healing power? Maybe because of the healing in his kit, this makes sense in a way. But I think you're sitting at like an S plus. And then a bunch of like, did we pass the test ones? So I don't know. His counter move. This was another chance to give him like a banger counter move. They go thematic, but not banger. 30% trigger chance is kind of low for a brand new 100 cost unit. 121% damage. Slashing, which is fine. The range is okay. It's medium range, and it absorbs the damage dealt. So once again, staying in line with his idea of like trading damage back and forth while healing himself. Okay, that's not bad, but can you guys hear my like son screaming in the room next door? He's not hurt, he's just roaring like a dinosaur. Anyway, that's a thing. other than that, that's probably the one you're going to run. That's probably the one you're going to run. So again, not 100 cost feeling to me. Okay, let's get to some of the good stuff. His main job. Now, this skill, it took me and chat and I, to be grammatically correct, a while to figure out how this works. Here's what happens. You follow up attack when you do this because you launch Draconic Slash for 1 turn. That 1 turn, and we confirm this with chat, is the turn that you use the skill. So you do this skill, it's 121% slashing damage, and you can see he scales only off attack. Medium range, it's his cheap move, and then you follow up attack. What I'm getting here is the point of this follow-up attack is to kill courage, or to maybe kill somebody who has re-raise, right? So you're in a fight, you last hit somebody with this attack, boom, their courage procs, your follow-up attack kills them. That's cool, but will the AI use this? Because the AI prioritizes damage. 121% damage mod is low. Now, what would I think, and what other people in chat have thought as well, is that the AI might calculate the follow-up attack damage and the regular attack damage. If that's so, then maybe it will use it in some certain situations. But otherwise, it's cool. It's a cool move. I just don't know until I have a chance to play with him, which maybe I'll pull him. I'm going to do that here on stream here in a minute. I don't know if this will be utilized by the AI much. Now in manual, obviously use it whenever you want to, so on. Okay, now one thing I've heard about him, and we're going to talk about his buffs next. Something I've heard going around is that some people don't like his buffs, his TP skills. They wanted some massive Elia the Alabaster level wall of text every time you buff TP skill, and they were disappointed he didn't get that. I'm not. I think his TP skills are great. He has the routine, the buff routine that most units have. A group buff followed up by a single target buff, right? So you have your way of controlling his movement by getting him to buff the group, etc. His group buff only does 2 things, but they're great. It reduces damage taken by 35% for himself. So he gets a 35% generic shield and 25 single target resist for him and his allies. That only does 2 things, but it does 2 top tier things. And now with this buff online and the AoE resist in his master ability, he's stacking single target resist, he's stacking AoE resist by himself with a shield. And that's before you bring in the vision cards, espers, equipment, all of that stuff. Then his solo buff is another one that's thematic, and I actually kind of like it. So when his HP drops below 50%, he will HP recover. Again, he's got all those methods of giving him HP recovery up that we've seen. Then he will also absorb damage dealt for 3 turns, more self-healing, and he gets AP auto restore. So he gets a way of, auto regenerating AP. This is a fantastic buff. It wouldn't be a fantastic buff for everyone in the game, but it feels like a fantastic buff for him. So I'm actually really happy with where they put his TP skills. Is it again, is it game-changingly good? No, but is he usable? Absolutely. In fact, I feel a little bit about him in my gut the way I felt about Squall, where some people were talking trash about Squall, and then I just dominated with him. I say dominated. I won some guild battles with him in the top 15 and did well in arena for months with Squall. Okay, Blessed Dragon's Edge that eventually upgrades all the way to Blessed Dragon's Blitz. This is a good move. It has AoE resist down 30 on it. Now, this is a modern thing. Some of this unit's abilities or kit feels old to me, stacking resist feels old. Here's a modern thing. AoE resist down is very, very nice. It's 165% damage modifier. It auto casts a follow-up ability, which again is a modern thing. It also decreases penetration of slash attack and magic attack on the target for 3 turns. So this is them trying to build in, hey, you're stacking resists on Oberon. You can also turn off a little bit of their penetrations. It's not a ton. I think they could have got away with making that 50 or 60. They went with 30. I don't know if in their testing, if they test, if it was too powerful at a higher number, but it is cool, and it's a diamond-shaped AoE, so that has good range. It's also a 2-hit move, knocking AoE resist down. The AI is gonna love this thing, I think. Okay, he has a guaranteed hit move, 100% hit chance, that also decreases slash resist. Now, I know that's not what that says. I know that's not what that says, but I went into client after chat told me to do so, and I looked at the skill on the fringe unit. It decreases their resistance, not their slash attack. It just reads dead ass backwards. But 165% modifier, slash attack resist down, guaranteed hit. Obviously going to be good into some evade units. We already talked about his buff. His job level 25 ability, Decimation, knocks protect off, gives him 40 more defense pin for 3 turns. The AI is going to like this because if having more defense pin will help him do more damage, then the AI is going to use this. It also, again, absorbs damage dealt. So this is all over a fantastic move for his kit. What it leaves you, though, is about 40 slash attack penetration short. So you're going to have to find that from another source. You're going to need to find slash attack penetration. I think for this guy to see his full damage potential, his kit is going to give you 40. Go find it somewhere else. We'll talk about that a little bit here in a minute. His new sub job, Blade of Dawn, has an agility down multi-hit slashing move, which could be really good for PvE. If you're going for, like, trying to debuff a boss and build a chain, you could do some things with that. He has a move and jump +1 buff, and he has that same buff in Dragoon, which is, that's a choice they made. If you want to run another self buff, you do have that option in Dragoon: attack, protect, and reaction block rate with crit. I think this is a great buff. My problem with Dragoon is it gives him option to piercing damage, but the range on these piercing damage moves is very short. He doesn't get like a horizontal jump or a Dragoon dive or something like that. He does get vertical jump, which has a huge modifier on it. So again, scales off of attack, dex, and luck this time. So not just all off attack, but whatever. The 225% modifier is huge, but the range is not. Range height's big. Range horizontal, bad. Paladin, you do get Immortal Spirit. I suspect a lot of people will run Paladin in PvP to use Immortal Spirit. I don't know if you'd rather cast that. I think you'd rather cast his self buff, but maybe you have a 3rd turn to buff and you want Courage. There, you can get it right there. Here's his unlocked skills. His HP recovery is a 40% when he drops below 50. And then the Blessed Dragon's Auspices that we read earlier is a slash and magic resist. Again, thematic for him, right? Give your team more slash and magic resist. His Limit Break dispels buffs, haste, and damage increasing for the targets. Another diamond-shaped AoE right here. It's expensive. 58 AP is not cheap, but it is guaranteed hit with that nice large 200% damage modifier on it. Okay. Another thing that came with him today is his sword. So he's one of those characters that gets a weapon in this game that has Oberon, the Lunar New Year's guy, specific buffs. It gives him accuracy, slash resist, and magic resist. Again, here it is. It's 2024, and we got a unit that's all in on just building resists, I guess. Maybe he'll impress me more with those than I think he will, but this is kind of I don't know. We'll see. I like the accuracy. Slash attack 15 is fine. A little bit of a low attack stat on there at 179, and then it's really low if you build the other options. If you're looking to run a different a katana on him, Heaven's Cloud, the Legendary Reliquaries one, is nice. It gives you that agility buff when you're above 80% HP. I don't love the conditional there, but that's good. Human Resistance 5 feels like it will save more damage than 8 of 2 specific resists to me. And then Critical Rate 20 is good, but you can get that from Trust Stones as well. When Sephiroth came out, for example, his Mass Immune, this gave so much damage, right? More moves, more critting, more crit damage. It's the opposite of Oberon's. Now, I will say this didn't scale super well because Trust Stone both of these, and you kind of don't need this sword anymore on him, but I don't know what else you're going to use. And this has slash attack 15 as well. I like this one on him, Glimmering Edge Quelsod. This gives 20 more slash attack resist pins, so you can start getting some more of that there. It also gives critical damage, which once again will probably be redundant if you're just running like a generically good set of Trust Stones, but you get 182 attack, which is higher than his 179 by not much, just a little bit. Still, I like this sword on him a lot. Purple Lightning will give you the slash attack 30 and the crit damage, or I'm sorry, slash attack 20 and the crit damage. You won't get the ice attack, and you only get 175 damage there. And then if you want to go TMR option, there is 15 hit Human Killer on Sir O's katana. So that's our guy Oberon's kit. Overall, I'm going to give him a looks really fun to play, and if you're a fan of him, you're going to get run out of him, and he's going to do you good. Is fire the best element in the game? No, it's certainly not. Are katana users the best job in the game? No. It's certainly not, but maybe there's some creative teams you can make with katanas plus some other things, with the mix of vision cards. I haven't dove into that all yet, but I'm going to pull for him a little bit today here in about, 5 minutes from the time I'm speaking. So good luck to me and good luck to you too. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. I'll catch you next time. Peace.